Soul Shines, it's Michelle here, and it's Creative Expressions video. It's where I talk about no finished objects because I don't have any, works in progress, life updates, and all the things. Kind of a podcast style video. So, I don't really have a lot to show today. It's been an interesting week. I've had a lot of really late nights, as in like a couple I didn't go to bed until like 5 or 6 in the morning. Like, it's been really hard. My daughter got, I guess we're kind of doing a live update first. My daughter got injured at work. Had to take her into the doctor. Didn't take her in yesterday because of no car. I was like, why didn't I take her? Oh yeah, I don't have a car. So we were able to get her in today to find out. It is just a sprain, not a break. Thank goodness. We didn't think it was a break, but also just to get that note for work and stuff. And it's really kind of frustrating because what is that going to mean for her work? And I don't know. Pretty crazy. So that's kind of it. I might have more life update after I get talking about things. I don't know. So I'm going to switch over really quick so I can go by the things on my list. So we're going to talk knitting first. I literally have not picked up alpaca socks in ages. And probably won't until I refinish my son's Zach socks. And I'm not going to show those because I've done like 2-3 rounds. I really haven't even made any progress, so why bother? The Geometry Dash cube for my son. He just barely left. It is now almost 8 o'clock on Friday night. Yesterday was one of those days that was after a late night, so I did not get anything done yesterday and did not record my video yesterday. So hopefully I can get myself motivated as soon as I'm done recording this and make his next square tonight. And then the tithing hat. Oh my goodness, the tithing hat. So sad news, people, sad news. It is not done. Let me pull it out and talk to you. Let me come back over here so I can for sure see it. So I had it and I was decreasing a lot, getting pretty close to being finished, and I realized it was not working right because I waited way too long to start the decreases. So one of the challenges of kind of making up a pattern as you go is something like that. So anyway, so I am now frogging. And because this yarn, I've got it on my little thing to make a center yarn ball. So or am I just doing it in a ball? I think I'm just doing a ball because I didn't really care. I don't know. Anyway, this yarn is a bit of a challenge because of the halo. So like right here, it's like stuck. I hate frogging things with a halo. So this kind of is a pain, and it's like stuck. So it's taking forever to frog, and I still need to frog probably here and start my decreases there. Maybe even one more down so that the decreases can do what I need it to do. I don't know. So that's not even close to being done yet. That was a little discouraging, but that covers my current knit, well, kind of my knit projects. So let me grab something really quick. So for my Halloween project, or one of my Halloween projects, I am doing it for the Judy's Creations and Crochet cowl. And I'm going to put up the picture here so that you can see the colors we're working with. We've got some reds, oranges, yellows in there, okay? The knitted part so far, I have made 2 of these little cuff things. They're literally just, this one's a little bit tighter, but along the cast on edge, but they're just literally 1x1 cuffs, like 6. Like I cast on, did 6. Oh, I think I have them different from each other. It does not matter. They will have little danglies all the way around them. And these she will wear on her wrist so that it looks like she has like hay coming out. So that's one thing. These are knitted. I will be knitting little patches and then attaching yarn some places to go under. She's got some jeans that got like rips and stuff. So we'll put those under there so she has little bits of hay coming out underneath her jeans. So that's my next thing, but she has to be wearing the jeans so I can do some measuring and figuring out exactly where we do want things, where we don't really care. We kind of have to look at that a little more closely. We're trying to decide if she needs a similar thing to those bracelets for her ankles because she's not sure. She has to decide what she's wearing. Now that she's sprained her ankle, we're not even sure because she may actually be working at the haunted house. So, because she might have to get more days in. She doesn't have to talk to people and find out what's going on with that. It's all a mess. So, I'll be knitting those because knit can give me a thinner fabric than crochet tends to. So, for the rest, I have that. And then I have attached some hair. Now, we decided we're going to do some braids. Right now, these are divided into 6 so that I can, do 2 braids. If I have enough yarn, we're going to add some because this is pretty thin. So that's why they're not braided yet. And then it's got like a bang section here. But 2 things. One, until she can actually wear it on her head. So I can actually see how long these are supposed to be. These are pretty long. I was also thinking, I bet you, because if I were to put this hat on and put it on my head, these are really long. And I could probably use the yarn. So what I'm thinking of doing is, because these are kind of hooked on like a latch hook. So I'm thinking of pulling and fixing so that, let me see, I'll take you. So we have this one. And if I kind of pull it out, it's hard to do without my glasses on, and I just don't want to put my glasses on for this. I'm not going to take it all the way off. I did pull these pretty tight. Because I was just going to cut them, and then I'm like, that's a lot of yarn waste. And yes, I use yarn for stuffing things, so they do eventually get used. Somehow, it's still a lot. Take it to where it's hanging down however long she wants them to be. And then, of course, reattaching it. And then the rest of this, after I cut it, will actually be great for putting on the bracelets. So it's like I could get a bracelet length off of each one of these. So that's my current plan, is to adjust these. But again, I want her to tell me how long does she actually want them to be. Then I'll go in and readjust all of them and use the extra yarn for bracelets, anklets, wherever we decide to put it. So those are those projects. I think that I'm going to put up the picture again so you can compare. Right, picture goes over there. Colors, got a golden color. It's not quite the same as in the picture, but it's okay. It's inspired by the picture. And the red here. I was going to do a longer brim. It's just single crochet. If I would have done a different stitch, I probably would have had enough. But I feel like the single crochet kind of gives it a little bit of a rustic, what's it called? Gunny sack look. Yes, gunny sacks are woven, but I think as far as a crochet stitch goes, it looks pretty gunny sack-like. So I wanted to stick with the single crochet, but it meant that I literally ran out of red yarn. So the brim is very short, and it is what it is, and she's fine with it. The other thing is I did have about 2 yards, I think, left of the red. I did this little thing where I just stitched in the yellow loose stitches every once in a while so that um, if she decides that she doesn't, if she wants to use the hat for something else, like if she wants to be a gnome or something, we can go in and easily pull the hat off or the hair off without messing with the hat, and it'll be super easy because it's just barely woven in. So I'm really excited about that and the versatility of it. So let me go back over to my other sheet really quick to make sure I've talked about everything. I, again, have not worked on the multivalence crochet along. I've got so many projects going on, and half the time don't even feel like doing anything anyway, so I have not worked on that. And I have 2 clues. It's probably going to be December before I work on it. I'm not sure. Millie and the grandkids' snakes are up to date. I haven't worked on the snakes today, but things are staying up to date there. For the cute bucket hats, if you did not see the bucket hat last week, please go check it out. It's so stinking cute. I actually have only done a white square. The white square is going to have a seahorse applique on it, so I will be crocheting that up as soon as I can take a chance. But take a chance, make the time. I don't know. What are words, some days. But that's as far as I got, and that's mostly because I was like, I feel like I have to start working on it. And I was like, the only thing I remember how to do is make squares without looking at the pattern. And so I was like, well, I know I need a white square for the seahorse, so I'll just try and make one up. I might, because I'm pretty sure, yeah. So I'm going to be making a pink fish that is the same as the yellow and blue one from last week. So I know that I make a square with the pink circle in it. I know that the other fish that I did last time, it uses 2 colors for the circle. And I know that I need to look at the pattern for that one to like make sure that I'm changing colors in the right place. Again, with the timer. Well, in doing that, I figured out what happened to the other one of these. See, this one, I am attaching apparently the yarn to the cast off edge, and this one I am casting it to the cast on edge. So that's kind of funny. The bind off and the cast on, they're kind of opposite of each other. I don't think it matters. I don't think she'll care or notice, and yeah. So, like I said, sometimes I just need to sit down. I'm going to double check, but it looks like one of the things I'm doing for my son's hat is going to take a black circle in the middle, so I could probably do that really quick without looking, or, without having to pull up a pattern. But everything else I'm going to have to sit down with the patterns, and so I don't mind doing that, but when there's a lot going on, sometimes it's nice to just be able to pick up something that doesn't need a pattern. So that's that. Octopus. I have decided I'm not frogging the whole project yet. I don't know what's going to happen. The mama octopus is so adorable. But making these babies, I don't know. I may just see if I can make babies with a little bit bigger hook and see if I prefer it. But I want to finish all of the hats for so I finished my grandsons last week. I have my son's, my daughter-in-law's, and my granddaughter's hats. So I want to finish their hats. I want to make sure that I have my son's Geometry Dash cube done and the Halloween things. I still have 2 more people to figure out Christmas for. I'm currently looking at seeing if I can get some alpaca yarn in November and make them like really warm hats. It's kind of hard being allergic to wool because you can find wool for fair prices. Like, wool can be expensive, especially if it's hand-dyed yarns, but you can also find it pretty inexpensive. Or you can find partial, where it's like partially wool and partially acrylic, and for convenient prices. Alpaca tends to be a little bit more money. But I'm thinking that's what I want to do. But we'll see. We'll see. I may end up just doing acrylic hats or something completely different. I know that their answer to their presents will come somehow. And what else do I have here? So basically what I'm saying is I've not frogged it, but I've put it into the UFO pile. At least, I don't know, maybe I'll finish it up and send it to him for Easter or something. It'll be an Easter gift. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll send it and send it as an Easter gift and give one and like send a turtle up as well, do a memory game turtle and send them both in so that both kids get a game. We'll see. So I've talked about the scarecrow. I did pull out the yarn for to finish my son's because I had to pull out yarn for something else. Then I didn't end up using the yarn. That was annoying. But it was still an amazing night. I will talk about that in a second. So I have it out so I can hurry and whip up the things for my son's costume. And then 100 Days of Christmas, which you can look at the playlist up here and see how that's coming. It's growing, that's for sure. We're at day... Today might be 35? I think today's day 35. I'm not 100% sure. But it's kind of fun. It's kind of exciting. It's definitely Christmas, and I like that. So those are kind of where I'm at with my projects right now. So many things I would love to make. So my church group decided to invite me to help teach crochet. So I went over and met with some of the people from church, and we worked on a chain stitch and a single crochet. And I was told that I'm a very patient teacher and very kind and very sweet and gentle and patient and all the things. The reality is, it is kind of like learning to drive a car. When you learn to drive a car, it can be pretty stressful because you have so many new things you're trying to learn at once, and because of the way it works, you have to learn them all at once. So it's like not only how to work the car, but how to watch the road and how to, pay attention to all the signs. Like, there's so many things going on. And when you're crocheting, you have to learn how to keep attention in your hand, how to hold your hand. You're trying to learn that. And you're trying to learn how to work this crochet, like use the hook and how to do the stitches, how to pull it through. And, you're learning 3 or 4 different things just in that moment. And yeah, learning to crochet is hard. It is worth it. Stick to it. Everybody's first project is memorable for many reasons. And that's what I just kept reminding them. You are doing amazing. They were doing amazing. 2 ladies, one had done like finger crochet, so she had the basic concept of what a chain was, so that was good. And another one had made a couple of things, so she kind of had some basics as well, but still it was as if, because they'd only done it once years ago, it was as if they were both brand new. And then another one hadn't done it for a long time and just wanted a reminder. And so I gave her the reminder, and she was doing great. She's also left-handed, so that was different. I've only ever tried to teach one other left-handed person before, and that was my son. And I refreshed her memory on all the stitches that she needed. She had her little pattern there, and I taught her a couple things that she didn't know to help her understand what the pattern was saying. So hopefully, and she knows that if she gets stuck or needs help, she can reach out to me, and I'm hoping the other ladies will as well. And then there was 3 other ladies that came, and they just chatted with each other. They had all been crocheting and knitting. Well, one for sure knits as well for a long time. And it just reminded me again how much I want a crochet group or a knit group or a both. The idea of bringing our projects together and just sitting and working on what we're working on and chatting with each other sounds so amazing. And then I really truly did enjoy helping these other ladies learn how to crochet. And I do hope that they come back to me and say, okay, I've been practicing this, now what's next? I hope that they do. Because I haven't been engaged to teach multiple courses or multiple times, and one time's not really enough. So I hope they come back. I think that would be amazing. And it was a really high point to my week. I'm really excited about right here in my space because I decluttered a lot, and it's like, oh look, there's my space again, and it's nice and empty. But other parts of my house are hit and miss. We did pull out Halloween today, finally. So we've got some Halloween costume stuff out, decorated a little bit, which was really fun. I'm excited about that. I like decorating my house. And I don't know if you knew this, but Halloween Town, it's a movie that Disney made 25 years ago. They're having their 25th anniversary for these movies. They are super cute and fun Halloween movies. And they're doing a live stream. And they're basically doing the 4 videos, the 4 movies back to back. And so that's been really neat because we've been a little bit sad this year because we don't have Disney Plus right now. And so my daughter's like, Halloween Town. And so she got to watch Halloween Town. It was really fun to watch those again, and super cute movies. And now we just have to figure out how to watch Twitches, 1 and 2, but 1 is better. And is there a second one? Yeah, there's a second. Yeah, I was like, there's a second one. We like 1 better, but watch Twitches, and then my Halloween will be set. I know a lot of people like Hocus Pocus, and more power to you. It's not my favorite, and that's okay. My daughter likes it though. So yeah, we're making progress. We're working on things. That's about all I have to say today. As far as I feel like I like to share messages if I can, and so as far as sharing a message, I would just like to remind you that crocheting, knitting, creating is meant to be fun and relaxing. And if you are finding it stressful in any way, shape, or form, it's time to reevaluate it. Are you putting too much pressure on yourself because you have so many projects that you want to do by a certain time? Or are you stressing out because you're not doing it right? Or are you trying to learn new things and maybe you have too many complicated things and not enough like easy breezy things? Or if you're getting bored with it, what can you do to brighten it up? Or maybe you've been crocheting for a really long time and you still enjoy it, but maybe it's kind of feeling stale. Learn to knit. Things like that. One of the things that eventually I want to learn how to do, maybe, I looked at the possibility, is tatting. Also, I've watched videos on different ways to make lace, and that's really fascinating too. I mean, yeah, there's knitted lace, and there's crocheted lace. But like lace where they're wrapping things around pins, and that's really cool too. Yeah. It's so fascinating what can be done with thread and yarn and ropes and things like that. It's really fascinating, really cool. I remember doing macrame back in the day, back in the 80s. That was really fun too. I remember really liking that. And there's a part of me that's like, can we just get me a macrame kit? That would be fun. So, yeah. If you're feeling stale, shake it up. Learn something new. Step out. Learn a new stitch. Try a more advanced pattern. And if you're feeling like bombarded, make sure you have easy stuff, and make sure that you have deadlines that aren't driving you crazy. Crochet is meant to be fun. It's meant to be comfortable and create amazing things. And it doesn't have to be amazing the first time. It takes time to learn how to make good things. People keep complimenting my work, and I'm like, I appreciate the compliments, but I've been crocheting for 40 plus years. If I'm not doing good work, there's a problem. Now my knitting, I very much appreciate the compliments on my knitting because I've only been knitting for a couple of years. I actually believe that I picked up knitting in Halloween 3 years ago. Was it 3 years ago? 2 or 3. It was for Halloween, I know that. It was a Halloween, and I remember I still was having major problems with my knee. And so I dressed up as a grandma, and I was like, well, if I'm going to be a grandma and take all my stuff, I also need to take some knitting. So then I pulled out my knitting needles, like long straight ones that I never use, but I put on some knitting on the thing. And so I had done a couple of things. I'd made like 2 washcloths and a cute little knit flat Christmas sweater for a baby that I had done. The baby sweater thing I had done 21 years ago. And the washcloths were like 7 and 8 years ago. And I remember liking it when I made the sweater, but for whatever reasons, I don't know if it's because I was pregnant and then I went into taking care of a baby or whatever, I didn't do anything more with it. And then when I tried to do the washcloths, I think I was trying to knit continental. I tend to be a thrower. I knit English style. And I think that I found it so awkward that I was like, why did I ever like this? I don't like this. Plus, my mom occasionally would knit, and I think I didn't want to make her feel bad because I picked it up quickly or something, and I wanted her to just have her thing. And so after she was gone, I learned, and once I started knitting this scarf that never actually got completed, I'm pretty sure I unraveled it, but it got like that knitting bug in me, and I started making socks. Yeah. They say it's not supposed to be one of your first things. I didn't listen. I started making socks. And I made so many socks, and I've knitted other things, and I made hats. One of the first things I made was a hat before I made the socks. I don't imagine that I will ever stop knitting. If I ever stop knitting, it will not be by choice. And that's kind of how it is with crochet. It's kind of the thing to do for the rest of my life. So anyway, I'm going to hold up this again because it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun, all these braid things. They're not braids. Maybe I'll do 6 braids. That would be fun. Anyway, remember to let your light shine through your creations, whatever they be, whether they be goofy Halloween costumes, socks, hats, toys, blankets, scarves, shawls, whatever you're making. Remember to let your light shine, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!